Another idea that I had was the continuation education. And what I mean by continuation education, I mean actual education for every single citizen on exactly what this nation's history is. Like what is this nation about? And there's a lot of reasons why you need to have this. One, you need to have in any culture, in any society, you need to have a shared history. The issue with America is that we do not have a shared history. We do not. We have some people that remember some parts of history, and you have other parts that, or other people that remember other parts of history. Well, this is not helpful or beneficial because when different groups of people have different or memories of history, then we come up with different conclusions. And so this is why it's important for us to start to have a shared history. And we need to have a continuation training of that history so that way we can all have the same understanding of what has taken place and what has transpired. Now, how this is done, I have no idea how it can be done. But I do think that it's important to try to do this. And so I don't know how you'll create historians to do this, but I would think that if America wants to actually have some type of real relevance going forward, as a society, it has to be honest about history. It has consistently not been honest about history. And a large amount of people in America consistently are told just flat out lies about the history of this nation. So I think that it's important for people to have a semblance of the past and history, so that way we can all know exactly really where we came from, exactly where we are, and then also where we're going as a society. I think that's very important. Now, some people, they'll say, "Well, forget this place," like forget America. And then there's some people that's like, "Man, I love America the way that it is." Well, both people are flawed. America is not great the way that it is, but it's not the worst place on the planet neither. There's definitely there's definitely some pros and cons of this place. But the one thing about this place is that we are not, and this is the truth, we are just not honest as a society. We're I would say like the most dishonest folks that you're going to find. And it's mainly because we just don't want to deal with reality. And that's probably the reason why so many innovations take place, is because you have to have a big imagination to think. You're sitting on the ground and you're like, you know what? One of these days, I want to actually be on that moon. I mean, you got to have some imagination when you don't even have wings on your body, right? So you can't live in reality in that. So, I mean, yeah, you have to have a big imagination, and essentially imagination is sort of not the truth. It's not reality, right? So you manufacture reality. That's what humans can do with this thing called mind. We can manufacture reality. So anybody that says, "Oh, that's not realistic," dude, nothing is realistic until you make it realistic. So, but it still doesn't mean that we don't need to have some honest framework for what happened, at least in the past. We don't have to necessarily have an honest framework of what's going to be in the future, but we do need to have an honest framework of what happened in the past, at least so that way we can know exactly what happened, so we can not repeat some of the negative things that happened in the past. And I guarantee you there's a lot of stuff that people don't want to relive. And I'll say for myself, being so-called black and African American in this country, I definitely don't want to be on no cotton field picking cotton again for no money. You know what I'm saying? And living in a shack. Just saying, there's some things I don't want to relive. So, with that being said, I hope that everyone takes to heart exactly what I'm saying, is that we need to have some semblance of a continuation training of history. And that's not what I'm talking, that's not that history crap that you get in public school. And y'all know what I'm saying. We need an actual continuation training that's for adults all the way to, the elderly, that everyone gets. I would say probably at least once to twice a year. You need it. Because you need to know some of the names, some of the people that did great things in the country, some of the stories, some of the adversity that they went through, some of the trials and the tribulations. You need to know about some of the innovations, some of the great things that America has done, some of the terrible things America has done, some of the weird things America has done, right? You need to know this stuff. And that way you can know why you are innovative, why you are terrible, and why you are weird, right? So with that being said, I hope that y'all have a great day. Peace.